Hey everybody, this is Blue, and yes, I got a full screen up here, but kind of got a little bit more of a serious topic for us tonight. Experience over advice. I watched a video by Rod Necronomicron, and he's a small channel, and he's got some really good topics. If you can be an adult and watch the videos, don't let the little artwork scare you away. He actually has some good topics, and I've enjoyed his videos. Now, in his video, he was talking about never play D&D 5e first. In his opinion, D&D 5e is not the greatest game, and I kind of agree with him. We both believe that there are other games that we should be playing to add to our repertoire, of games. We should be able to play and GM multiple games. We should, maybe do a little D&D. There's RuneQuest, Rolemaster for me, BattleTech, Robotech. There's Star Wars, Star Frontiers. There are so many types of RPGs out there, limiting us, each of us, to one game, saying, well, 5D is the most popular, as he was mentioning, thus it must be the best. No, it's not. The only reason why 5e is good is because it's D&D. It has this long nostalgia list. It is based off of one of the original RPGs, just like for me, Rolemaster. Okay, it was out in the 1980s. It's roughly the same age as D&D. But I've played other games and all that. I've even played D&D 2nd edition. Yes, I've been role-playing for quite a long time. But we were talking about we need experience. We are like RPCs. We need experience to advance. We cannot just sit back, take it safe, take it easy, and just have this little tunnel vision on what we're going to do. No, we need to expand. We need to do more. We need to take risks. And so I was talking to Rob, and I was telling him I was thinking about doing this type of video, advice over experience. So let's continue on here. This only took me 5 minutes to find. I went through YouTube search engines and just put in there bad RPG player GM. This is what I got. There are a lot of channels out there that want to tell us how bad we are on everything. Well, unless you do this, like this bottom one right here, random encounters are going to suck unless you do it my way. 20 ways Dungeon Masters ruin games. Well, there is no really wrong way. You do you. There are things that we can always improve on. We're not perfect. But if we play the game or do the game wrong, and we realize it, we learn. We gain experience. And because we've gained experience, we get to a higher level. The next game we play will be better. Okay. And DMware, I think, is that channel's name. He does a lot of complaining. I think he's the worst of them all. Bad D&D players. Could you be one? And he is telling you these are the ways that you should play, because he is apparently a professional DM. Who cares? Okay, there is so many different ways to play D&D. What you want out of it and what he wants out of it could be two very different things. Maybe you want a murder hobo. Maybe you don't. Maybe you want to have a crap load of puzzles and all that for your dungeons. Some of us don't do dungeons. I no longer do dungeons. I don't. I do campaigns. We travel a lot. We go from like one city to another. We go on pirating missions. I actually have one group that is in the Baltic Sea that are trying to take out pirates. No dungeons involved. Okay? But how I do it may not match up with the way she does it. Does it mean I'm wrong? No. If my players enjoy my game, hey, that's all that matters. There's going to be difficulties, yes, but there's going to be times where I screw something up. I might forget a rule and all that. It doesn't make me a bad DM. And, you know, we got this guy up here asking us if our plots are bad. Plots are part of your campaign. Sometimes they're going to be bad. We learn. Okay. I think that most of you out there, if you are new to GMing or DMing, whichever game classification you want to call it, you do you. You play that game. You set up that campaign the way you want to do it. And do it. Okay? It might be a good gaming session. It might not be the best gaming session. But by doing it, you're going to learn. You're going to see what works, doesn't work, and you are going to make adjustments. You gained experience. And each time you gain experience, like I've said, you become better. You get to a higher level. Okay? Now, maybe DM Lair there, he wants to claim that he's done it for many years, and that's fine. Make all the claims you want. But you do you. He should do himself and not worry about anybody else. But negativity gets clicks. And on YouTube, he is out to sell his product, and so he's going to go after clicks. So he's going to go and say, are you a bad DM? Are you a bad player? You know, if you do this, you're doing it wrong. And heck, there are other small channels out there that tell people that they're doing it wrong. My Condor DM, yes. He has made some videos telling people how they should play it. And he has on one video, which I have recorded, saying that if you're doing it this way, referring to having figurines and terrain on a map, you're doing it wrong. But you have to do you. Do I use the fancy terrain? No, because I'm cheap. I will use a marker and use a dry erase board. Okay, that's what works for me. And that's what works for my group. Okay, do they have their counters? Yes, they do. Do I allow them? Heck yes. You know, because, you know, I have one of my guys, he loves elves for their longbows. And so he usually plays like the ranger. He's out in the back, you know, and he's just flinging arrows and all that. But that's what he wants to do. And so I allow it. He gets to be him. I get to play the game as I want. And we figured out a way that makes it work. Okay? I made adjustments. He's made adjustments. Sometimes he doesn't like my home rules. And sometimes he goes, man, that's a good idea. We have to do it our way. You know, she wants to say that there's terrible DMs. No, there are inexperienced DMs. They just are still learning. They're trying to understand all the core rules for all the gaming systems. And there are hundreds of gaming systems out there. But the only thing that makes a person DM is lack of experience and not trying. I think you are going to make the greatest mistake if you follow these people's advice. Okay? Because if they're going to tell you that this one way is the best way to do it, then you are not going to experiment on something else. And so it's going to take away from your advancement. Okay? These are just people, just like me. Okay? Just like Rob. So we have our own ideals, what we think works, and what we think works also depends on the campaign, the game, and all that. Because I love skilled games. I love a challenge. It's not, for me, it's not about always the role playing. It is about challenges. It is about applying skills to get through the campaign. It's not always about who has the silver tongue. Okay? And so I like Rolemaster because it's difficult. Rolemaster is also called Chartmaster because there is a crap load of charts. But there's also a very well structured combat system. There is an amazing magic system that I absolutely love. I have characters that have hundreds of spells that they can cast at any time because that's part of how I run my magic system. That's my way. What works for you might be completely different because there are hard and soft magic systems, and the only way you're going to find out which one works out best for you is to play both. Try them both. Try them on different levels and all that, because there are some gaming systems that say, well, if you got the power points, you can cast a spell, which is how I do it. So if one of my players' PC has 20 power points remaining, he can do any combination of spells as long as he has power points remaining. He can do 2 level 7 firebolts if he likes it. And that's fine. That's how I do it. There are more difficult gaming systems that say that you have to like sacrifice gold to cast a spell. And I don't like that concept because I find it very limiting. I like the idea that if you got the power, you can do it. And so you see that's how my system is different than other people's systems. So what I want you to take from this is forget about what everybody says, even me. And I want you to go through your core books, look at the rules, and tweak them the way you want. If you always thought something was weird about a game, change it. You know, that's one of the things that I never understood about some of these creators here, because they're going to complain about how D&D is so bad on this and D&D is so bad on that. This game system sucks, that game system sucks. Well, if you're the GM, Game Master, change it. Okay? You have the ability to change it. Like when I make changes in my videos, I tell you how I've made a change. Just like on my magic system, Rolemaster required you to make a spell mastery roll so that you can use spells. I found that to be ludicrous because we do not challenge, fighters where they have to have a sword mastery roll to see if they can fight with a sword. And so to make my wizards, my mages, on the same par as my warriors, I said, let's get rid of spell mastery. If they spend the power points, the development points to get to that skill, that spell ability, let them use it whenever they want to, as long as they got the power points to do it. Okay? It's that simple. You do you. Forget what all of us say. Experiment and learn. Okay? Yeah. Sometimes you're going to have a bad day. Sometimes we're going to have a bad gaming session. But guess what? Talk to your players. Talk to the GM. Figure out, hey, why didn't this and why didn't that? And at the end of the night, you're better. And that's all that's all I think you should try to do, is be better than you were the day before. You do that, you're a winner. So that's all I'm going to say about this. So everybody, please take care. Be at peace.